You're 30. You work hard. You pay your bills. But somehow, you still have almost nothing saved. And every month you tell yourself, I'll start next month. Then next month comes, and somehow, nothing changes. Maybe your parents have started asking, so when are you going to buy a house? Your friends are getting married, buying cars, getting promoted, and you're sitting there thinking, am I behind? That's the part nobody really talks about. Not just having no money, but the feeling that you should have figured this out by now. So let me tell you something. If you're 30 with almost nothing saved, you're not too late. But you do need a different plan. And before we talk about investing, we need to figure out why you're falling behind in the first place. Most people think they're behind because they don't make enough money, but that's usually not the real problem. The real problem is that nobody ever taught us how money actually behaves. Graduation taught us how to solve equations, how to get a degree, how to pass exams. But nobody showed us how to manage a paycheck. Nobody explained why your account feels full on payday and somehow feels empty 2 weeks later. So you start blaming yourself. You think, I just need to work harder. But what if the problem isn't how hard you're working? What if it's the system that's designed for the guys like us to be poor? Have you ever opened your banking app, looked at the balance, and genuinely wondered, where did it all go? It usually isn't one big purchase. It's dozens of tiny decisions that never felt important. Coffee on the way to work, food delivery after a long day, another subscription you forgot was still charging you. None of them feel expensive by themselves, but together, they quietly steal the future you keep promising yourself you'll build. That's why most people don't have a spending problem. They have a visibility problem. You can't change what you can't see. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. The moment they realize money is disappearing, they immediately try to spend less. They cancel a subscription, skip a few coffees and meals, promise themselves they'll be better next month. And for a week, it works. Then life happens. An unexpected bill, a stressful day, a birthday, a weekend out. And suddenly, they're right back where they started. Because the problem was never a lack of willpower. It was never having a system. And once you have a system, you stop relying on motivation. You have to be disciplined. That's how the winners work. So how do you actually fix this? You don't start by trying to remember every dollar you spent last month. You start by making your money visible. Because once you can see where it's going, everything changes. The good news, you don't have to build a complicated system from scratch. I already made one for you. A simple spreadsheet that shows exactly where your money is going, without making your life more complicated. Please find the link in the description. Now comes the part most people skip, building stability. Your first goal isn't to become rich. It's to build your first $1,000 that you never touch. Not money for a vacation, not money for a new phone, money with only one job: to stop one bad Tuesday from becoming a financial disaster. Once you've done that, focus on the expensive debt, because it makes no sense to earn 8% investing while a credit card quietly charges you 20%. Only after you've built that foundation is it time to start investing. Being behind doesn't mean you've failed. It's just where your story happens to begin. The people who eventually build wealth aren't always the people who started with the most money. They're the people who finally stopped drifting and started making intentional decisions. So if you're 30 with no savings, don't focus on catching up with everyone else. Focus on becoming a little better than you were yesterday. Because one good decision, repeated often enough, can completely change your future. If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe. We've got a lot more work to do together.